Hi there, this is Tania Sutherland, and I thought I'd share with you the process that I take custom designing garments for clients. So the whole process is you need to meet your client. And I think with time, you kind of can assess the client when they come in and sort of see their type of personality. You kind of determine already, what kind of designs would look great on their body shape, the type of personality. Are they very conservative? Are they very outgoing? Are they very glamorous? Are they very conservative? So immediately you can pick up that sort of vibe from them of what kind of person they are. And as you speak to them, you're building up a rapport to determine, more about them, as well as for them to like you, because it's important that they trust you and they can see that you know what you're talking about, that you experienced, and that you want to create a design that suits them, that makes them look absolutely beautiful. And you are considering their body proportions, their body imperfections, their body position and balance as well, and any other kind of imperfections that they might have. And working with women, being a woman myself, I understand that some women are very conscious of perhaps their waistline, of a tattoo, a scar, any lack of confidence in certain areas that they have in their body. They don't want to emphasize it. So you need to, talk them through it and ask them, are there any things that you want to cover? Are you okay showing your arms? Do you want to show a bit of cleavage? What is it that we can enhance and bring out? So now building up this rapport, you're starting to pick up more about the person, and you can start in your mind as a designer, start thinking about ideas and styles that you design for your client. You can ask them, do you have some designs for me? Let them show you the designs, which they normally do. They will go into Pinterest, or they've seen something in a magazine. So you're starting to identify a style, because they'll probably choose very similar styles. They might not see that, but your eye will pick that up. And then you can look at the style, look at their body, now their personality, and the actual function event. Put that all together and make suggestions of what would look best on them. If they are very small shouldered and very broad hips, maybe like a pear shape, emphasize to open up the shoulder line more with a design that's more showing a little bit more neckline and something to make the shoulders look a bit more fuller to balance out the hips. Be aware of the person's body shapes and body types to design for them. So as a designer or a dressmaker that you're offering a service, it's important that you yourself learn more skills and knowledge around styling and dressing for different types of body shapes and body imperfections and the balance of bodies. So, but with time, with time you gain this experience as well. But as a newbie, try and learn as much as you can around image consultancy, about coloring, about design, about style and body shapes. Okay, so now I've had my rapport with my client. I've kind of determined what it is that she wants. Now I don't have a lot of time to do fashion illustrations that are absolutely perfect in a piece of art. Okay, I need to work very quick because time is money. As long as me and the client are understanding that we on the right understanding of what we're going to be designing and making, and that she understands that I'm interpreting her design clearly and she's interpreting my design to what she's visualizing in her mind. So what I normally do is we will discuss the design, and then what I'll do is start to sketch. So I'll do a couple of sketches. I will just quickly do a very quick sketch, and I will sort of draw some pleat lines, some lace details, whatever we've discussed on the actual design. So this is a charcoal satin gown with some lace contrast sleeves, and cutting out the appliques of the lace and putting it into the waistline, because in creating an empire line which sits underneath on the rib cage of underneath the bust, and then falling down the waist and then going wider from the tummy to the hip area, is a very flattering design for someone that has got quite a full tummy. This actually makes her look a lot slimmer. And because she's a more mature lady and she's shy of her arms, so I'm putting a lace sleeve onto the the garment. And then in the neckline, I'm making it a little bit lower, adding a little bit of sexiness to her dress. She still feels young and a little bit sexy. Here's another mother of the bride dress that I've designed for her. She's a very tall lady, and she's very slim and tall. She's asked me to make something without a slit that you can wear comfortable shoes that are a very small heel, full length dress, just slightly A-line, that you can walk quite comfortable with no slitting, that you can actually wear her comfortable shoe. She's got beautiful shoulders and a beautiful long neck, so we decided to do a mandarin and do a little bit of an opening on the neckline, and then do a sleeveless to keep her cool, because she's going through menopause and she doesn't want to be hot. She's going to wear her hair up, do a lot of embellishment with beads and the lace that we're going to cut out and put onto her dress. I invite you to consider to give me a thumbs up and to share and subscribe if you enjoyed what I've just shared with you on my channel. I do appreciate it. I normally do about 2 to 3 fittings. I'll meet the client and we'll do a fitting. I will pin in wherever necessary, obviously discuss with her, are we on the right track? Are you happy? And you can quickly read your client's body language if they're not really happy with what you've done. And you, as a designer or a seamstress, you need to be very creative in your thinking and say, okay, what if I make the sleeve a little bit shorter? What if I lift the neckline a bit more, higher, or open the neckline a bit more? Or let's move the lace applique to a better position to make your waist look smaller, or to emphasize something a bit better. And they can see that you're kind of faffing around them, and you're thinking about them, and you want them to look absolutely beautiful. This is such a great rapport, and believe me, they're going to tell their friends about you. Your business will definitely grow. So the first fitting, I will take the garment in a bit more, check the hemline, suggest they wear the right underwear for the fitting, the right height of heel they're going to be wearing, take it in, then do my third fitting, where it's my final, almost my final fitting, where I'm now taking the dress in, I'm placing all the appliques onto the dress if there's appliques. Now I know the dress fits correctly, and now I can go ahead and stitch all the applique. Once I've done that, I can actually line the garment off, or finish the lining. Now, I normally use a dress mannequin. Now, my dress mannequin is adjustable. I can adjust it to different sizes. So you can buy a figure form for specific sizes. But that is a set measurement chart of specific sizes. Now, not everybody is that specific size. And these figure form dolls are very expensive in South Africa. I don't know the prices are in the States and the UK, but in South Africa they are very expensive for us. So for me to use an adjustable mannequin works great for me, to put the garment onto the adjustable mannequin, to actually see by eye is the positioning, putting on the appliques, the darts, the panels, does it look in balance? And that gives me a great guideline before my client even tries on her garment. And to me, this works absolutely wonderful. But if you're going to be going into a collection line and you want to do, different sizes, or a big fuller size, whatever, then I suggest get a figure form. I do have my normal mannequins, but these mannequins are basically about a size 34. This lady's dress, she's about a size 38. Which is a size 14. So you can see it's not fitting properly. So I have a measuring chart. So I use my measuring chart when I measure a client, but also I keep in mind my design. So I will have my design with me, and as I'm busy taking the measurements, like you can see in the neckline, I put 26 centimeters opening. So I'll keep that in mind. So when I'm doing my pattern making, I know the neckline mustn't be lower than that. On my measurement chart, I've got the different body shapes, and I normally make a note of what kind of body shape that they have, and then I'll take all my measurements that I require. You can basically take as many measurements as possible. Now with this particular gown, I've now just pinned the applique on. The dress fits her correctly. Now I can go ahead and actually hand stitch all the applique on. Once I'm done, I can actually bag out the dress and the lining, and the dress will be complete. Alright, exactly same with this dress as well. I've also had to make sure that it fits her correctly. It's nice and snug on the bust. We're positioning the lace applique to work correctly to make her hip look more slimmer. So, you know, it's about taking as many measurements as possible, get the fit absolutely perfect before you start doing any appliques on and putting your bra cups in. As you're busy making the garment, and every time you do a couple of seams, take it to your pressing table and press your garment. It makes it look so much more professional. Right, so this fits, I know fits so beautifully. So now the next thing I need to do now is to actually cut out the tulle as close as possible to the applique, which I use a soldering iron, and then I can hand tack the applique on, put the beads on, and give it another press, and then close off the lining at the bottom of the dress, because this dress is fully lined as well. And when you're making your pattern, making the garment, already picture in your mind how you're going to construct and sew the garment, which is the easiest way for you. This does take longer because the client is trying on the garment 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 times before you're finishing it off. If you're making clothes in a factory, you're doing mass production or online collection, you're going to make the garment from beginning to finish it off as quick as possible, ready to sell. No one's trying it on, that's a lot quicker. But in this process, already think about the best way to complete the gown, considering the client's going to keep trying it on. Alright, so here's the wedding dress. She's now trying it on. I've just pinned some of the applique on for her, just for her to get a visualization of what it's going to look like on. Okay, but my main concern was to get this garment to fit absolutely perfect before I can actually start putting the appliques on. So this was her second fitting. So now I need to take in the bodice according to what I have pinned, and I have connected the skin tone tulle on top, which is basically a bodice with a sleeve. So I know this fits her perfectly. So now I can go ahead and finish the dress, put more boning in, put the cups in, you know, do what I have to do inside the dress. So the dress fits perfect, and then I can go ahead and do all the applique, so the dress is almost finished. Well, I hope that kind of gave you a bit of a visual of what it's like to create designs, sit with the client, go through the whole process to the actual fitting process as well.